this is the CSS series, and in this series we'll be looking at how we style our HTML elements. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and CSS describes how HTML elements are displayed on the browser. To use CSS, we would have to link our CSS style sheet to the HTML file, and we do this using two methods. You either use a link tag where you link your independent style sheets to your HTML file, or you use an inline style where you incorporate your CSS styles into your HTML tags. So right now I'm going to show you the two methods and show you the preferred one. So I am popping up my VS Code and minimizing my screen. So right now we have just a basic H1 tag. We can see all about CSS that is displayed on the browser. So I am going to make a CSS file. So naming it style.css. The .css lets the browser know we're dealing with a CSS file. So we have our file here, and this is the CSS style sheet. So to link this CSS to the HTML, we're going to use the link tag. You can see we have our href. So I'm just going to type in the name we have here into the href. Okay, so nothing showing here because we don't have any styles in our CSS. So I'm just going to make a quick style to show you that we have successfully linked our style sheet to our HTML. And here we go. We have our text is now colored red. I will go into details in our upcoming videos on what we have just done here, but right now I just want to show that we have successfully linked our style sheet to our HTML file. So this is using an external style sheet. We can see we have a different style sheet for CSS, and we have successfully linked it to our HTML. So the second method is the inline style. So this is what it looks like. So we've given our text a color of green, and it has changed it on the browser. Now I just want to point out that though we are using the inline style and we've successfully changed our text in the browser, the external style sheet is still functioning. Now this shows the cascading nature of CSS, because at this point in time, going through our tags here, at this point in time, the link tag where we had our color of text showing red was applicable, but when the browser read down the file to, when the browser read down the file and came to this H1 tag, it saw that we wanted this H1 tag to be given a text color of green. So the browser changed the initial red text, color text that was applicable here. It changed it from red to green. So for CSS, the styling goes from top to the bottom. So in an instance where a particular tag has two or more styles given to that tag, the applicable styling will be the last styling that was given to that tag, and in this instance we can see that it is green. So that's what was given to it. So even if we come here and change this color to yellow, you see the browser refreshed, but nothing changed, because at that point in time, the uh, the last styling given to the H1 tag is green. One other thing I want to mention, and the best method of styling your HTML is the using an external style sheet and linking it here. This is because in programming we have this notion of, or doctrine of, separation of concerns, where you want your HTML file to be separate and only contain HTML elements, while when you're dealing with CSS, you want it in a separate file containing everything CSS. And when it comes to JavaScript, you want it in a separate file which contains everything JavaScript. This makes it easier for you to know what file you're dealing with, and where you have bugs or anything that has gone wrong in your program, you know what file is responsible for that, and therefore you know where to go. So in an instance where you have your style inside your HTML, where there's a problem, it's difficult to locate the actual place where your code went wrong, because you now have to deal with hundreds of lines of code, and it just makes your whole code very messy. So in the next video, we'll take a deeper look into the world of CSS.